What makes a perfect film? In my opinion, there are two ways to achieve a perfect film. The first is when you watch a movie and it's truly flawless. They perfected every element in it. It doesn't even have one bad bone in it. It's a 5 with all it means. And the other is more of a feeling that you get. It's perfect in your own eyes. Even if you looked at it in a more of a critical look, you would end up finding flaws, but it doesn't really matter. And sometimes it comes that very special movie that combined the two ways together, and Paris, Texas was like that for me. From the first 5 or 10 minutes, I knew this was gonna be one of the best films I've ever seen in my entire life, and did not disappoint. It's about a place, but not an actual place like a country or a house, but a place we can find in ourselves, a place where we might have been happy or heartbreaking before. When you look at the railway tracks with two parallel lines that travel forever to reach the horizon, when you realize how long it takes for these two lines to eventually seem to touch, in Paris, Texas, it takes a very long time for characters to the same destructive past to finally connect. This applies in multiple ways, like in the film, like how Travis takes a very long time to resync with his son, or while he's trying to find his wife. When the tracks finally cross, Paris, Texas enters a perfect third act, making this long walk to nowhere finally reach a destination, the beginning of a new story that's unseen until you reach the end of the world. But actually, when you think about the movie, it's kind of like a road trip that never arrives to its destination. The way Wim Wenders uses the shifting landscape of America, I mean, to me, it's the mythic West of how it's in touch backwards to the people like John Ford, the image of Travis leaving at the end, the character going back to you don't even know where, but going back to wondering again, the sort of immensity of America, the sense of people can get lost in that world. He also does this amazing thing when Travis comes back to the city and he starts to rekindle his relationship with his son, with Hunter. The way he appears as Travis and Hunter are the only people in the streets. Everyone is trapped behind glasses or boxes. It's sort of how humanity has established itself away from the natural world. For the longest time, I thought Paris, Texas was actually a French film, and because from the way it's made, it just doesn't give you that American movie that's made by American. I think there is so much beauty that this movie, it's about America, but it's made from a foreign eyes, from Wim Wenders, who's German, and it's not very weird, because when you really think about it, most of the best movie that's made about America was made by Europeans. From the outside, you might think this film is kind of empty with a very little dialogue, but Paris, Texas doesn't give you things by just handing them on a plate. It's all very visual. I don't think it's empty. When you really look at every shot, there is so much in it and there is so much information. That's actually, in a way, I felt kind of overwhelmed. I watched it one night and I was so in shock of how can someone do a film that good, that I had to go back the next night and actually revisit it because I wanted to know and get to see everything. It's a very beautiful film and it's kind of simple. It's not big and ambiguous. You are initially going through that journey with Travis, blindly trying to understand what happened between him and his wife. What is this terrible thing that he did before that led her to leave him? But you're not craving the answers, it's all that matters. I'm enjoying the journey, how I'm getting there. I trust the process, and trust me, Wim Wenders absolutely and perfectly delivers the answers to us at the right time. The great Harry Dean Stanton is incredibly beautiful as Travis, might be actually his best works. Him and Nastasia Kinski interaction at the end was one of the best chemistry I've witnessed on the screen, one of the best cinematic experience you could ever experience. Hunter Carson is undeniably unbelievable. How could a kid really give such a heartful performance? Honestly, everyone in that movie, every performance was just incredible. The subject that the movie discussed might be a bit simple, like a father reconnecting with his son or two brothers trying to rekindle their friendship or relationship. But also, I love the way it discussed memory, how different memory can feel from each person. I'm gonna say it, I have to say it, it's gonna be very cheesy, but a memory for me could feel like Paris, but for you it feel like Texas. But also, how can a memory manipulate you and makes you feel like it wasn't true at the time? Memory also can be kind when it takes away memories that we wouldn't be able to live with. Travis can't live with himself knowing what he did. He can't forgive himself, so instead he chooses to forget. I love at the beginning when he's talking with his brother and trying to regain his memory, and he talks about this land that he bought, which in Paris, Texas. It just reminds me of how when we feel most lost in our lives, we go back to the place where it all started. It's just kind of like the root to everything. Thinking when he go back to the place he was told that he was conceived at, he'll understand, like, why am I here? He will understand the course of everything. I mean, I can go on about this movie for days, but because Vendors give us so much more to love. The long quiet stretches of desert are breathtaking, and the carefully revealed backstory sets the tone of the first half of the film. And lighting lonely mystery that's burned away by a little over halfway through the most powerful when Travis and Hunter finally bond as they walk from the school together, which is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. I mean, things like that, there was no dialogue, there is nothing really, but how these two people interact, the way it was filmed, every shot is just incredible. I think this is one of the best movies to use color. It's a patient, regretful, soft-spoken, neo-western odyssey about getting lost in a deep, vast country. One of the most soulful and sad movies I've ever seen, containing some of the most vibrant loner poetry, desert landscape, urban architectural photography ever committed to film by Robbie Mueller, and made all the more beautiful and haunting by the aching twangs of Ry Cooder. The choice to basically never put Stanton and Kinski in the same room as one another is very, very clever visually. Even in the final scene, that's how it should have been delivered. This is such a great work from great director, which is Wim Wenders, and a great screenwriter, Sam Shepard. When you think about films like that, people have been talking about for a very long time, and they give you like this really high expectations, but it even exceeded my expectations for it. I think I understand now why people love it so much and talk about it a lot, and I'm doing this right now. So if you haven't watched this film yet, just run and watch it. I'm doing you a favor, actually. That's a film everyone should watch at least once in their life. There's so much to get out of it. You will be thinking about it for a while, and I love movies that makes you think about, maybe not just about the film, but about life, about yourself. There's so much beauty in that. So yeah, like I said again, try to watch it. I think you'll have a great time. Just watch it, make your own opinions. Hopefully you would like it, and yeah, that's it.